Controlled Chaos here. I have a great interview for you guys. This is a new take of an interview of Stars Reach. This is an interview of someone who is interested in playing Stars Reach but has not played the game yet. Her name is Dread. How are you doing today, Dread?
Good. Thank you for having me, Cass.
I'm glad to have you. I mean, we've been friends for a year now.
At least
different games and stuff like that. And so I want the viewers to get to know a bit about you. So when did you get into video games and how did you get into video games?
Well, I mean, my son always played video games when he was a teenager growing up, and I would kind of dabble and try them out, but I was never really good and never understood them very much. He always had like an Xbox or a PlayStation, and the controllers were always so big and clunky in my hands. So I wasn't very good with it. Let's see, maybe 7 years ago, my husband introduced me to PC gaming with Steam. And using the mouse and the keyboard seemed to work better for me. So it just took off. My first two games ever were Ark Survival Evolved and No Man's Sky.
Which you still play to this day.
I do. Well, not so much the Evolved right now. They've got some problems with the latest update.
Yeah, well, I mean, No Man's Sky had the same problem with their latest update. And issues with settlements and stuff like that. So,
yep.
So now that we got a bit of history of your gaming and stuff like that, how did you hear about Stars Reach?
I saw you playing it.
Oh, you saw me playing it. So you saw one of the live streams?
Yeah, I caught you. I can't remember what you were doing. It was like a beta test maybe or something.
Yeah, it's pre-alpha.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, what's he playing? And it just looked like fun. I mean, it looked cool. The graphics were cool. I mean, even though it was still in its new stages, the graphics looked really good at the time. And I'm like, wow, they got something going right.
I have a video that you need to watch that's going to be coming out on Thursday. On Thursday, they're doing an update.
Oh, nice.
And things are going to change. They're doing an update so massive that on Monday's build, they've told all the testers we're doing something special before we wipe the servers.
Oh, my.
So, yeah, keep an eye on that because they got a lot of cool stuff going on. They're upping the graphical quality of the trees and flora and stuff like that.
Oh, nice. Well, they've already looked amazing already, but
yeah, they're upping it. But anyways, so what is it about Stars Reach that interests you in the game?
Well, it reminded me, somewhat of No Man's Sky and a little bit, as far as mining and exploring. You're out in space, like a different planet. It doesn't look like Earth, but the building mechanics look really cool, and it looks like it's going to be multiplayer.
It's like an MMO. It is multiplayer.
Yeah, a lot easier
only
than No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Because No Man's Sky, I mean, you could be playing with somebody and then all of a sudden they're like gone. It like throws you in a different instance. It's always been broken.
Yeah, well, see, that's because No Man's Sky, they added the multiplayer after the fact.
Afterwards, yeah.
They stapled it on. Whereas Stars Reach is made by MMO veterans. Yeah, it's built from the beginning. I mean, okay, Ralph Cosner, who's the lead developer, he worked and was the lead of Ultima Online, the first very popular MMO. Then he was the lead of Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay.
You also have Dave Jordanson, who was the lead on PlanetSide, which was one of the first well-known first-person shooter MMO. And then he moved on to work on EverQuest Next and EverQuest Landmark, which got terminated before it even came out. So, you got those big names there. Plus, if you ever looked at their Kickstarter page or even their website, they have people who've worked on Guild Wars 2, City of Heroes, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic MMO. So they have a lot of MMO and online background on how to do things.
That's good. But yeah I mean, fantasy, sci-fi, multiplayer, base building, all that is right up my alley. So
yeah,
of course I need to put it on my wish list and get it as soon as I come out.
So my next question is, do you know, okay, I know you didn't know it was an MMO, but do you know how they're doing crafting?
No.
Okay, this is a good one for you. You know how when you play a lot of these MMOs, if you've ever played them like EverQuest, World of Warcraft, stuff like that?
No, I wasn't able to play World of Warcraft. I tried downloading it, but my rig couldn't handle it at the time. Well, and now I've got too many big games on there.
Yeah, and a lot of those games, they have a crafting system. And those crafting systems aren't really used that much. They're barely touched on because people find better gear in the world. Kill X mob, get this better gear, right?
Like we do on
Stars Reach, mobs do not drop gear. They drop resources. Only players can make gear and equipment. So when you buy off the marketplace a piece of equipment, a player made that piece of equipment.
Okay.
Now, some other really unique things about this game is, you know how normally you just get experience for making something and that's it? Doesn't happen that way in Stars Reach. In Stars Reach, it will give you a small chunk of experience for making it, and when someone buys it and goes out and, like, let's say you make an Omni Blaster for someone to use to shoot the creatures, right? And someone buys the Omni Blaster you made because you modified the stats to where it fires faster, and someone wants a quicker firing Omni Blaster. And so they buy your Omni Blaster and they go out and they start doing combat with it and fighting with it and getting a bunch of XP. As they're getting XP, your XP is ticking up because they're using the Omni Blaster you created.
Okay, so kind of like a shared...
you'll be seeing like 1 point of XP, 1 point of XP, 1 point of XP, but you got 10 people using your gear at once. That's 10 points of XP, 10 points of XP, 10 points of XP.
Oh, nice.
So it's the whole entire trickle
XP.
effect. Yeah, it's a trickle effect, which is really, like you said, nice. The other thing I like about it is when you have you're doing some combat, you don't have to group up with a person to share the XP. It's done based off of whoever the aggro amounts.
Okay.
And it divvies up the XP. It also divvies up the loot the same way. And so that's really interesting there, and a mechanic I like. What do you think of the experience gain I mentioned to you, and sort of the soft, as they say, grouping mechanics?
Yeah, I like that a lot. I know in Ark Survival, we try to stay fairly close to each other on the base, because if someone's crafting, we all get the shared XP. So, and that's really nice for leveling up.
Yeah, and the same thing happens in Stars Reach. If there's a group of you all mining a resource, you all get a bigger boost of that XP by mining together,
Right.
doing the
that's
same
cool.
thing together. And that I really like. Yeah, go ahead.
I wanted to ask you about the fighting aliens and the action combat.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me something about that?
Yeah, so it is very actiony. It is not the sort of tab target that you're used to. You actually have to aim your cursor right now at it. I don't know if that's going to change when melee comes in. They haven't added in melee yet. But the one thing I do like that they add that gives an arcade feel is mobs every so often will drop buffs. You'll see heal buff and go over it and it heals you. You'll see a speed boost, which makes you move faster. You'll get an invulnerability buff that makes you invulnerable for a short amount of time. They'll drop what looks like an explosive. When you run over it, it does area of effect damage to all of the enemy in that area.
Nice.
And then, like I mentioned, for combat, the mobs or creatures, they don't drop regular loot of like pants, a sword, or anything like that. They drop resources of like meats, hides, gases, things like that they drop. And one of the things that Raph has brought up that is not in game that he wants to have happen is creatures will go around and sometimes they might go into someone's building and take something from that building. Like some resources or something, or an item from that building. And that's how you'd end up getting an item off of a creature is they're pack rats and they're taking it out. But once you take out their nest where they're collecting all this, that's where you could get a big chunk of loot.
Oh.
And
that works.
To stop the creatures from spawning, you have to find their nest and take out their nest.
Cool.
Which right now are makers, and once you uncover a maker, you have to take down its shields, then defeat the maker. But the problem is that the makers will call in more nearby creatures to attack you as part of its defense.
Okay.
So
now, what are those? I saw in one of the videos, looked like this guy was shooting at some kind of like flying fish monsters.
Yeah, those are sky sharks.
Okay, and then there was like these orbs.
Yeah, orbs with arms and eyes and a face.
I didn't see the arms and the face, but they were like these floating orbs. Is that part of his weapon?
No. So okay, when you're talking the sky sharks and you're seeing those floating orbs around it, that's a close by sort of melee area of effect thing. So if you were going close to it, you'd get hit by those orbs and it would do some damage to you. And that's just their way of showing that kind of effect.
Okay.
So I want to move on to some other questions for you. So from what limited you know of Stars Reach, what are you interested in doing in Stars Reach?
Probably the fighting action and the base building.
Okay. And what career do you plan on? How do you plan on having your character make money? Is it selling the resources that you get from the creatures? Is it making blueprints of buildings that you make and selling those to other players so that they can build interesting buildings that you create?
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Well, yeah. All of the above.
All of the above.
Well, I got my nickname Dread a couple years ago from a No Man's Sky group. We were forming a faction, and I didn't want to be your run of the mill, type type of faction. I wanted to be something different. So I wanted to be a pirate. Well, the name I had at the time was Reenie 86, and they're like, yeah, that's not going to cut it.
Yeah.
We're going to start calling you Dread. And I'm like, okay, I'm Dread the pirate. And my whole thing was I was going to just get resources and weird, collect weird things to, sell on the black market or whatever. or do, do things for people, like say, hey, I'm looking for this thingamabob, and I would go get it and they'd pay me for it, like a
or like a smuggler or
yeah,
cargo
like a
person.
Smuggler.
So
yeah.
You're ready to hear this.
Okay.
Everything you just said can be done in this game.
Awesome.
There is also a chance for PvP.
Oh, neat.
It's not it's not hard enforced. It's not like constantly on. It's basically you can, on these planets, you can become mayor of the planet.
Oh, nice.
And then you can choose the rules that this planet goes by. Is it a PvE planet or is it a PvP planet?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also determine the laws and things like that. So if you want to, you could go PvP area, attack someone, take their stuff, and be a pirate that way.
Right.
Plus there's going to be these underground buried laboratories that the servitors or makers left behind, that you can go in and find rare recipes and stuff like that and sell those rare recipes. So that would be sort of
nice.
like a pirate hunting for treasure type thing.
Right.
So you could really do that whole entire pirate type of thing. And here's the thing. When you get those rare recipes from the servitors and try to go out, they don't like that. So they'll try to hunt you down and chase you. So it's almost like the pirate finding the loot, the Imperial Navy finding out that you're in this area, and then they chase after you type thing. And so that could be very interesting.
Definitely.
So with that said, I'm surprised. Have you applied for the pre-alpha? Are you wanting to get into the pre-alpha?
Well, I sent a word on their Playable Worlds website. They had, hey, you can sign up for this or whatever. But I didn't get chosen, so I figured, well, they're probably full, so that's okay.
They are full, but
it'll come out.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They did a Kickstarter, and on that Kickstarter, if you pledged $30 or more to the game, you got immediate access to the game. So they've been they're laying those people in first because they promised them. They paid for the right to get in early.
Right.
And so,
I gotcha.
Playable Worlds, who's making Stars Reach, they want to honor that. So
well, yeah, that's honorable.
Exactly. So in all honesty, if you want to get in right away, that Kickstarter is still up. And also on their website store, they have another version of that. And it's the Reachers level where you just pay $30. You get instant access to the pre-alpha. But remember, this is pre-alpha. It is a very buggy game. It is not finished. There's not a lot of content there. However, I will let you know, being someone who's been playing the pre-alpha since like February, they are quick on turnarounds of adding new stuff in and doing updates. It is like every 2 to 3 weeks they add new stuff in. And normally you wait months before they add new stuff in. And I've been in several betas, and it's been that way. It took months before we saw something new. So with them having that quick turnaround is really nice. Now, most of it is like code stuff and like skill tree stuff and things like that. Art stuff takes a little bit more time.
Right.
But that's because they're more code heavy in developers right now. They only have like about 30 developers. So now my question is did you know about the Kickstarter?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. So now that I've mentioned the Kickstarter, which I'm going to give you the link to, and then the links down in the description along with to their website.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, you're looking at it right now? My question is are you going to back the project?
Yeah, I'm looking at the different tiers.
You're looking at the different tiers to see what you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing is when you look at the tiers, find the tier that, and you want to back them, find the tier that interests you and that you're comfortable with spending money-wise.
Right.
Even Raph Costner.
They've got quite a few different tiers.
Yes, they do. But even Raph Costner, the guy who created this company, straight out said that if you cannot afford to put into the Kickstarter, don't put into the Kickstarter. Don't make yourself go into debt trying to help out the game.
Right.
You know, if you want to help out the game,
that's a responsible
exactly
way to be.
In all honesty, if you want to help out the game, wishlist it on Steam. Follow their social media posts.
Yep.
And you know, like their social media posts.
And I think I've joined their Discord too.
Yeah,
I've checked my Discord.
I've joined their Discord, but also keep an eye out for content creators doing videos about Stars Reach and share those videos.
Yeah.
Because the more word gets out, the more people will know about it. And I think if like that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of content on it is I believe in this. I believe in what they're doing. I've seen what they've done. If I was not in the pre-alpha, I would not be supporting it as much as I am. I would not be talking the hype that I'm talking because I wouldn't have the experience. It would be all hearsay. But what I see in actual development is actual fact. And so that's why it also caused me to back the project.
Right.
And so that's what interests me. Now, what is it about the game that's making you look at wanting to back it in Kickstarter?
I just like everything about it that I've seen, like in the Steam store page. A little, the preview videos that they share to give you an idea of what the game is about. Some of the stuff I've seen you do, some of the stuff I've seen Draco do. It's just.
Now, do you know about the harvesting and mining and how that works in the game?
Well, you have like a tool, right?
Yeah, you have a couple of different tools. You have the harvesting tool, which allows you to harvest bushes and plants. Then you have the Xenoslicer, which allows you to cut down trees. Then you have the Terraformer, which allows you to dig into the ground and manipulate the ground.
Or bury people in a cave.
Yes. Or bury people in the cave.
Yeah.
You saw that short, huh?
I did. That's funny.
Yeah, it's a good short. And for those of you that don't know, I'm right up here in the right-hand corner. There's a little short that you can watch of me burying one of the developers. That's fun. and that's what I like about the developers is they don't take themselves seriously. They have a great sense of humor. I actually reached out to Dave and said, "Hey, I would like to do a short." He didn't even ask what it was about. He's like, "Okay, let's set a time." I set a time. I did that bit, And the first time we did it, I accidentally have it deposit or extracting instead of depositing. So I was pulling out ground instead of placing ground down. Mm-hmm. And I said the line of the whole entire thing. And Dave was just laughing hysterically. And I said, I messed up. We need to do another take. And, just say whatever. And that's where he came up with his line. And they liked that. I also, one of the first videos I did on Stars Reach is titled, I have a problem with Raph Cosner and his new game Stars Reach. Mm-hmm. And that's like sitting at 60% thumbs up because people think it's clickbait, because the whole entire video is me saying how much I love the game and I'm upset with Raph Cosner in the game because it's already so good and I'm so excited for it. And it's everything I've been looking for a video game for a long time.
Right.
Which does cause a problem. Because now I have to work on remanaging my time. So, now with the train manipulations, with what you've seen, what do you think of the train manipulations and the harvesting of like ores and resources?
Well, I was wondering on the terrain manipulation, does that terrain come back?
No.
Or if you remove it, is it permanent?
You remove it, it's permanent.
So you could actually, like, if you were building a base, you could actually dig like a basement.
Oh, yes.
And it would stay there. It's not going to like bury you back in.
It's not going to bury you back in.
Okay.
And
there's another game that we're both familiar with that if you manipulate the terrain or make it flat even, you come back and it's gone.
All of a sudden your base is covered in terrain. And you have to redo the whole entire process all over again. No, that has actually been heavily tested. In fact, the last 3 months, we have been playing on the same planets, almost.
Nice.
And they've been manipulated and things like that. It's only since the wild wormhole, there's only one planet that's constantly changing. That's the wild wormhole planet. And that's because that's how that planet's designed. That wild wormhole is supposed to take you to a random planet that's never been seen before or interacted with. And then it's because every planet is procedurally generated. And so the wild wormhole is one of the ways that they can constantly test the random generation of planets. Mm-hmm. But we've been having so much fun with it that they're like, why don't we turn this into a gameplay mechanic where every so often a wild wormhole opens up in a sector of space, and when you fly through it, you get to visit this random planet, but you don't know how long that wild wormhole is going to be open, and if it closes, you're stuck.
Right.
Which brings a risk to exploring those types of planets. But it's your choice. Mm-hmm. And that's what I like about the game. It's the variety of choice. There is not, choose a class. It's choose your skills.
Right.
And I like a skill-based system. I like systems where players can do a bunch of different things and it builds a community. I like the fact that they're going to have entertainers in there that will heal some of your wounds. Because the way they do that, they have the 3 bars. They have the health bar, they have the focus bar, and they have the stamina bar.
Now it's not going to be turn-based.
No, it's not turn-based.
Okay, good.
It's all action-based. And
not a fan of turn-based.
Yeah. So the way this works is as you take damage or as you run out of endurance on your stamina bar, you'll sometimes take what's called a wound. And then it will blacken out part of that bar, which makes it smaller and smaller and smaller. And the only way you heal those wounds, like let's say you have a health wound, you go and see a doctor, and the doctor would repair your health wounds, and you get your bar back up to full. For your stamina, it might be that you have to go to a gym and speak to a trainer to get your endurance wounds fixed. For your spirit, it'd be go and see an entertainer playing music or dancing, watch them play for a while or dance for a while, and that would heal your spirit wounds. And then they also, entertainers might give you buffs like they did in Star Wars Galaxies. And what I find is really funny is when Raph said, oh, we're going to have entertainers. You'll be able to play music for people and dance for people. Other developers were like, players aren't going to want that. Players aren't going to do that. And there were cantinas and bars full of players being entertainers and full sets of bands with dancers in a bar that were all player made, just sitting and chatting with the other players. That's what I'm excited for. I don't like these MMOs that made it so casual and so easy that they've turned into solo games. If I'm going to play a solo game, I'll go play a solo game. If I want to play with others, I want to play like an MMO or an online game.
Right.
And I want to interact with others. And so that's what I like about Stars Reach is they're creating that interactiveness. Like, have you noticed that in my videos where I'm doing combat after fighting a big boss mob, someone throws up a campsite and we all sort of dance?
Right.
Yeah, that's what I like. There's people also switching weapons to like the Helix and healing people and being proactive that I enjoy. Just like in the No Man's Sky community and the Sea Heroes community, the Stars Reach community is very helpful. You ask for help and someone or a bunch of people will show up and help you out.
That's nice.
I mean, I remember when I did the whole entire burying of Dave's character, Kix, I made a memorial on that spot. I put a little building there and his name in lights. Here lies Kix. And then I asked one of the Gunk players, Dr. Drake, to come and add some gardening stuff to it because he's really good at doing that stuff. I'm not. And he rushed right over and he planted a bunch of really cool plants that glow and stuff like that. And, we adjusted things, we tweaked things, we'd look at things, we'd help each other out by making comments. And I was constantly readjusting things. And we finally got looking good. But that's only going to be up till Monday. After Monday, it's gone forever.
Oh.
Yeah, because they're wiping all of the worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's resetting, so it's going to be gone. So I went in and I took a lot of pictures and a lot of footage of that memorial. So you'll see some of it in this video.
Cool.
But yeah, Dave loved it. When we shared those pictures, Dave laughed. When I shared that short, the first person to respond to it was Raph with laughter. He loved it. He loved the idea of that. And that's, once again, what I like about the developers. That's the other thing. How many games do you know where you get to actually talk to the developer?
Right, yeah. None that I've ever heard of.
Yeah. Have you been on the Discord and looked into chat and seen what they've been doing?
Yeah, I've been on there before. Here lately, I've been too busy to be on there, but
yeah.
But yeah, I've got the Discord.
So my question is they have the voice chat room for the testers. Have you been in that to watch what the players are doing and to chat in there?
Oh, no.
I recommend you do that. You know why? Sometimes the developers are in there. There's always at least one developer. Raph actually jumps in there. Dave will jump in there. Light will jump in there.
Nice.
And they'll actually talk to us and answer questions and goof around and tell us stories.
Mm-hmm.
They might even sprinkle in a little bit of a teaser.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, I've never seen a game development company do that, where they're that interactive with their testers. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I like that. You don't hear very often where the developers are even involved. I don't even think Hello Games spoke to anybody in their testing.
It is very, very rare that you see that kind of interaction. And I honestly love it. Because you get to hear their passion for it. You get to hear their enjoyment of it. I mean, have you watched any of the interviews I've done with the developers?
A couple, yeah. I think the most recent one.
Yeah. So do you notice the sound in their voice when they're talking about the game?
Oh yeah, they're excited.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a little kid in a candy store.
Oh yeah, they are. And here's the thing: Raph and Dave are the biggest of them all.
Mm-hmm.
We get them talking, and they will talk for a long time about it, and we just sort of sit down, we listen. It's fun. It's infectious. So I know you've been looking at the Kickstarter while we've been talking. I got
the $33 level.
$33 level?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what I could afford this week.
Not a problem. Once again, it's all what you can personally afford. And you chose what you can afford. So within the next week, you should see an email with an invite.
Oh, nice.
So I think we've gone over a lot. I've answered some of your questions. I've asked you some questions. So this was more of a Q&A all around, which is, different. And I like that. So, Dread, I want to thank you for your time. I look forward to playing in the game with you. And we need to get together with Draco and play together. And maybe even build together.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah. We need to build something cool and spectacular in the game.
Yep. I agree.
I want to thank you guys all for listening and have a good night.
Thanks, Chaos. Have a great night.